What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Draft Yoda, where we're data driven and prospect focused. Today, we're talking about one of the most talented players I've ever evaluated, regardless of class, regardless of position, regardless of age. Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. On the Draft Yoda scale, Jeremiah Smith currently carries a 9.84 out of 10. For perspective, that's not just a first round grade, that is the best grade I have ever given any player in any draft. He is a franchise altering prospect. And honestly, if it wasn't for the quarterbacks coming out this draft class, he would be the no doubt number one pick. Today, we're going to talk about what makes him special. Is there any concerns in his game and why he's the closest thing to a perfect prospect I've ever seen? So, first off, what do I love? Well, let's start with the obvious, the size. He's 6'3", right around 210, 215 pounds. He just looks the NFL body type, and he's looked that way since he stepped on campus. But there's a lot of big receivers. That's not what makes him elite. What makes him elite is the way he moves at his size. His speed, his acceleration is ridiculous. The ability to get to a top speed that is absolutely rare. I mean, rarer than I like my steaks, and I like my steaks rare. Um, Once he gets moving, defensive backs simply don't have answers for him. He can win vertically, he can win on slants, crosses, win at the point of catch. He can beat press coverage, he can beat off coverage. There really isn't a coverage or a look that consistently slows him down. You may get a play or two, but it's never more than that. The next thing that jumps off the page for him is his ball skills. He doesn't just catch a pass, he attacks the football in the air. Consistently wins in contested catches, high points the ball like a seasoned professional, um, and can adjust in the air to do just amazing things. Body control is elite, elite. Hands are elite. He's able to see the ball and track it perfectly. And that's the best part. The quarterback doesn't have to be perfect around him. If the ball is in his general vicinity, he's got a chance to make a play. And that's a talent that quarterbacks are going to love, offensive coordinators are going to love, and NFL franchises are going to love. Um, when when you think about what separates him into the most elite receiver prospects, it's his physicality. Most young receivers are either physical or finesse players, and Jeremiah does both and does both at an elite level. He can run away from you, he can jump over you, he can run directly through you. Um, his yards after catch ability is unbelievable. Defensive backs just bounce off of him. Safeties struggle to bring him down. Linebackers can't keep up with him. I mean, he is truly a matchup nightmare and a legit home run threat every time he touches the football. That's all well and good. But there's a spot that not a lot of people will talk about, and that's his football intelligence. For a young player, especially, and I think he turned 20. I think he turned 20 in November. Yeah. So he'll be going into the season where he turns 21. His intelligence for football is just beyond compare. It's almost at quarterback level intelligence for football. He understands his leverage, his spacing, route tempo at a point where I would say he's doing it better than some of the players that are currently playing on your favorite NFL team. Doesn't matter which team. There's not many wide receivers that are doing it better than him at the NFL level. That's something that usually takes years to develop, and it is not something that you learn overnight, but it is something he has learned, and he's showing elite levels and flashes of it right now today. So, what don't I love? Why is he not a perfect 10? And that's obviously because there is no prospect who's perfect. I would like to see him develop his route refinement just a little. I'm not saying he's a bad route runner. Please don't ever say I said that. He's far from it. He's a great route runner. But when you're talking about one of the greatest receiver prospects ever, and comparing him to the names like Julio Jones, Jamar Chase, Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Marvin Harrison, against that level of competition, I mean Randy Moss, was another name that just came to my mind. Against that level of competition, there are still small areas that need to be more polished. There's a little bit of inefficiency when he's getting out, in and out of his breaks that he can fix. And there's a little bit of a manipulation at the top end of his routes that you see with some of the bigger named wide receivers. But all those are guys that, played multiple years in the league and did so successfully. He's not even there yet, and he's close. He's already close. Simply put, there's small adjustments that need to be made. That's why he's not a perfect 10. But at a 9.8, he's the best prospect I've ever graded, and he's firmly in the superstar tier. He's an elite athlete. He's an elite receiver, an elite football player. And I know I've said this, but he's one of the rarest prospects who legitimately has Hall of Fame upside if he continues to develop his game the way he's been playing. There are very, very few players that can say that at the age of 20, let alone while they're still in college. If he stays healthy and continues progressing, he could truly go down as one of the greatest wide receivers we've seen in the NFL ever. And that's why he's a 9.84. He's a monster. He is a monstar. That is for sure. But now I want to hear from you. Is Jeremiah Smith the best player in college football? Is he the best receiver? Is he the best receiving prospect you've ever seen? What would you grade him out of 10? Drop your comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, keep putting in the work. It's been your favorite fantasy nerd, Draft Yoda, Bill Workman. Until next time, I'll see y'all later.